Hey guys, today I'm going to make a brand new video and I just spat everywhere. Well, that was my best intro ever. Okay, alright then guys, so I am back in the whip, the Bugatti, you guys know this. Today, right, I am actually going to be doing a video on buying your first car in the UK 2018 edition. So this is my first car. I've had it for 6 months now, and I didn't know that I had it for 6 months. I thought I'd for 4 months. So I've had this car for 6 months, and I would have done the whole process different, right? Because in my time buying a first car, this was the first car I viewed, no, the second car I viewed, and then I bought it, basically. So this little message right here goes out to my subscribers, right? If you support me in any way, right, but you don't give a shit about buying a first car, please don't watch the video. Like, you could be making a multi-billion-dollar business right now, and instead you're watching this video, which you might already have a car, or you might not be even interested. So I appreciate you, but yeah, just watch another one when it comes out. So the reason why I wanted to do a video specifically on buying a first car is because buying a first car, most likely haven't experienced many cars when you're learning to drive, you know what I mean? You're probably in the instructor's car and maybe your own car or maybe your parents' car. Even going to view cars, you might not know what to look out for. You might not like a first car, right? You will love it and it will love you fucking back. Oh my God. I mean, like, some say too much. Like, some say it loves you too much. What? Who said that? But for real, I think anybody's first car is their first experience, so you're gonna remember it. Let's go straight in with the first step.
Says she wanna rock with a nigga like me.
So the first step for you, oh my God, and you, is understand your budget and your price range, basically. And also understand how you want to pay for that car, because let's say for example, you want to buy a car that's a bit more expensive, so you want to put that on finance, or maybe you just want to spend £500 outright on a car. So the reason why you want to set a budget and a price range is because I didn't. First car that I wanted was like £500, then it went to £2,000, then it went to £3,000, and then it went to this car, but this is a financed car, and I'm not ashamed to say that, because finance is actually, like, more people finance their cars than you think, right? All I'm saying. So yeah, obviously setting a budget stops you from going overboard and buying a car which is more expensive than you intend, like out of your reach, basically. Let me say that. Let's say, right, you firstly want a Suzuki wagon, right? This beauty. This is a £1,000 car, and then you walk into a Ferrari dealership and 100 grand, right? Then you're like, oh my God, it's only £99,000 different. Let's go for the Ferrari. And the next thing you want to choose is if you want to pay the car financed or outright, basically. Now, if you want to go out and buy the car outright, that is probably the best option. Let's say there's a £500 car and you've got £2,000 to spend. Probably ideal, right? To pay it outright, so you don't have monthly payments too. So buying a car outright is actually a good way. But also, financing a car is a good way of buying a car, right? And people always tell me, like, you're sitting in a finance whip, and it's like, let me put this logically, right? If you have £5,000 to spend on a car, and there's a £5,000 car, perfect condition, right? You want it. It's your dream car, fam. However, you only got £5,000, right? And obviously there's road tax, no, there's vehicle tax, and then there's insurance, and then there's petrol, and then there might be repair. I don't know. If you finance that car for a year, you still have money for that car to pay for insurance and shit. So financing a car is basically splitting a car price into monthly payments. So if you have a £5,000 car, you can split it up into a year. You get what I mean, right? You're not going to be riding around in a German whip with no petrol, you know what I mean? Like I said in another video. And then the next step. My next step would be research cars which are cheap on vehicle tax, which is road tax. You want to look for cars cheap on insurance, and also cars that are cheap to fix, because obviously if you're buying a first car, you're most likely younger. That's ageist, isn't it? That is ageist. You might be any age, but obviously, let's say you're a young kid, like, let's say you're 18. You don't if your car breaks down, you don't want to be paying £1,000 for it, you know what I mean? So firstly, you want to look for a car that is economic, right? Because if a car's not economic, for example, spits out a shit ton of bad stuff into the atmosphere, you're going to be paying a lot of money for vehicle tax, right? It's all good having a 1.6 turbo or something. Once you get that vehicle tax bill, it's going to be like 200 quid or something. So you want to research that, and then you want to research insurance. So for example, it's all good again going for a 1.6 turbo, but once you look at the bloody insurance, it's going to be through the roof, you know what I mean? I would honestly say look for low power engines. There's lists on websites, just type in cheapest first cars. So yeah, if you find a car online, you can just get the registration plate, put it into an insurance quote place, and then you can see how much you're going to be paying for the insurance. And the next thing is you want to look for cars that are cheap to fix, right? For the price of this car, I could have maybe bought like a BMW, an Audi, a used one, obviously. At the end of the day, right, if a BMW or Mercedes break, it bloody cost a lot of money, right? I haven't owned a Mercedes, but I'm pretty damn sure the German whips aren't cheap to fix, right? Compared to a Corsa, for example, I don't particularly think that's gonna be the cheapest shit ever. It's all good having a German whip, but when it breaks, you're gonna be like, walking on a gas, whoa, got me close. Now my next step is find a car that has things you want, right? For example, if you're buying a car like this, like on finance, for example, you want to make sure it's got everything you want, because you're going to be tied into that car for a year or two. For example, right, simple things like a bloody aux, right? You want to jam out to your music, don't you? I mean, it's not a problem if it doesn't have an aux, because you get a radio transmitter. Now let's say you wanted heated seats, for example, because you're high class, right? Look for a car that has one, right? It all depends on what you're actually looking for. If you want to just, I don't know.
I believe in miracles.
Now the next step for you guys is to go test drive every single car you see, right? All I'm saying, right, is this is something I did not do. Right? I didn't do. I test drove 2 cars, right? And I test drove a 1.4 Vauxhall Corsa and a 1.2 Corsa, this one. Now, I'd honestly say go test drive all the bloody cars in the world. Use as much petrol as you can, right? Go test drive Volkswagens, go test drive Corsas, Vauxhall, test drive everything. Oh my god, I'm so white, it's like my dream come true. On the test drive, actually put your foot down and test the car, right? So for example, I passed my test and then I went to go look at cars. I drove it like I was on my test, mate. I was not putting my foot down. I literally drove it like a normal citizen. Put your bloody foot down on that accelerator and your brake, right? Step number 5 for you guys would be go online, right? And look at all the reviews, the video reviews, stuff for the cars you like, basically. And for example, like, see if there's any common problems with each of the cars, and yeah, see if you like it on the review, see what other people have to say about it.
I'm with my gang,
Go out and view the cars again from all different dealerships. For example, let's say you wanted this Corsa, right? The Vauxhall Corsa limited edition. Go to Vauxhall, go to third-party dealerships, see which one's cheaper and which one's better for the value. Oh my god, it's so bloody hot. And I'd honestly say bring an engineer, right? Or like somebody's got to know an engineer around here. I know an engineer. I mean, I don't. I know a family engineer. Bring like some sort of mechanic with you to just check it, right? And if you can't do that, I would honestly say don't buy the car, but take it to a mechanic, right? Ask the person if you can take it to a mechanic to see if there's any problems, right? Because if you buy the car off this dodgy guy down the road, and then like underneath the car, there's a lot of problems. You've just paid him, and most likely he's not going to give you a refund for that. Like, if you have to go pay somebody to go view, to check it out, do it, because then you'll actually know that if you have a good car or if it's a bad car, you know you shouldn't buy it. Also, like, you need to look out for like cuts and bulges in the tires if it's actually up to the tread, if it's got rust on, because you might have to get that refurbished. Like, let's say there's cuts and bulges in the tires, you might want to knock off some coins for that, right? Unless they've already knocked off coins, you might want to be like, I'm gonna have to buy new tires, knock off 60 quid, and you've got yourself a deal. Number 8 is if that car is up to standards, or if those cars are up to standards, I mean, test drive them again to see if they're worth it. You know what I mean? Once more test drive, once more thing, and then buy that car, because that car's gonna serve you good. Before you buy the car, right, make sure if it's from a dealership, it's got a warranty. Because my car's used, but it's got a warranty, and it's got an extended warranty if I wanted it. So yeah, guys, unfortunately, that is the end of this video. I'd honestly say, if you are looking for a first car, it's got to take you at least a month to pick a car, at least, right? Don't just go in, find your dream car, and go out and buy it, right? Because that's, nah. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's what I did, and don't do that. So I want to know from you guys, are you looking for first cars? Are you, I don't know. Tell me anything. Are you driving? Are you learning to drive? Tell me in the comments below and I'll subscribe to you. And yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for your support. I've been recording this video for 33 minutes in a boiling hot car, wearing a hoodie, I don't know, jacket. Anyway, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you love faces in my next video. Bye.